After several years of groundbreaking global success thanks to its flagship act BTS on October 15, 2020, Big Hit Entertainment took the leap and went public on the Korean Stock Exchange. Leading up to this IPO, the company had a relatively short history in the K-pop industry with considerable bumpy roads, but BTS's success was supposed to solve all those problems. Unfortunately, 2 years later, the company now called HYBE Corporation is seeing its stock on the decline, and there doesn't seem to be many good options left for this once vaunted behemoth in the K-pop industry. So, what happened? Hello everyone, my name is Derek, otherwise known as Dare to Be, and I started this video series called K-Pop Challenges a few months ago, where I discussed the many facets of K-pop and help introduce thought-provoking discussions to our favorite music genre. So far, we discussed two other prominent K-pop companies for this video series, as well as the K-pop YouTuber community, and I have many more topics to discuss in future videos. But with recent developments in the news, I decided to cover HYBE's story and identify their biggest problem. HYBE Corporation's short life has already demonstrated the pitfalls that comes when a company goes public and falls into the age-old trap that has hit other companies before, trying to please investors with high rapid returns and putting all of its eggs in one basket by making the most successful product the focus of all of its resources. It's easy to look back and see where HYBE's vulnerabilities are, but to really understand how this happened, we should start at the beginning. Si-Hyuk, who had gained the necessary industry experience from JYP Entertainment, founded Big Hit Entertainment in 2005. Big Hit signed its first Act 8 after the vocal trio won the NBC survival show Survival in 2007, and the group debuted that same year. The company, however, was nearing bankruptcy even with just 4 employees, but thanks to 8's initial success, Big Hit's got some breathing room. Big Hit partnered with JYP in the following year to co-manage the very successful ballad group 2AM in 2008, and in 2012, the company debuted its first girl group GLAM in conjunction with Source Music. However, this particular project was challenging to say the least. With just 2 songs under their belt, GLAM got caught up in multiple scandals. One member was involved in a sasaeng or K-pop stalker allegations, and another member was embroiled in a major blackmail scandal with actor Lee Byung-hun, and member Dahi was eventually sentenced to 1 year in prison. The members' contracts were terminated and the group ultimately disbanded just shy of their 3rd anniversary. In 2013, the company recruited, trained, and debuted what is now the massively successful BTS, but building a popularity took time, and time was what Big Hit was running out of. The 2AM members ended their contracts with Big Hit and moved under JYP Entertainment with the exception of member Chungmin, who finished out his solo projects in the duo OM. The successful group 8 met its end after the members' contracts ended with the company, and by 2015, Big Hit's roster of artists dwindled. Big Hit was a relatively small company in an ever-growing Korean music industry, but BTS was finally achieving respectable success in the industry, and this was arguably a turning point musically for the group. BTS overcame the odds in this extremely competitive K-pop industry, with each subsequent comeback gaining new fans and reaching new successes. In 2017, BTS nabbed a performance on the American Music Awards, and if you followed mainstream pop culture, you'll know that this is the point that BTS went on to become one of the biggest boy groups across the world. The group has set countless records with each new release and became the face of the Korean or Hallyu wave for South Korea. BTS was on top of the world, and Big Hit was capitalizing on this overnight success. Pretty much everyone was looking to have a piece of BTS, either by having them on their shows or fans who wanted to have a piece of their bias for a pro-creation. BTS was without a doubt the driving factor that pushed Big Hit to go public and why the entertainment company made the business decisions it did. And as I said earlier, to ensure its place in the K-pop business landscape, Big Hit needed to go public. Before it did, though, the company had to show that it had more than a single successful business line than just BTS. It had to bolster its balance sheet with additional assets and equity. And the way it did was through mergers and acquisitions. So, Si-Hyuk used the windfall from BTS's success to acquire Source Music in 2019, GFRIEND's label at the time, and in 2020 it added Pledis Entertainment, home of 17 and Newies, to its portfolio in 2020. Shortly afterward, it acquired Zico's company, KOZ Entertainment, and more acquisitions occurred over the course of several years, including other media streams outside of just music. Finally, Big Hit was ready, and in 2020, it made its initial public offering, or IPO, making headlines across the world. Si-Hyuk and the members of BTS immediately made millions. After going public, things initially went well and Big Hit Entertainment easily became part of the new Big Four, the largest K-pop companies in the industry. Big Hit was changing the face of K-pop on a global scale, and with it came a name change in 2021 to HYBE Corporation. Things were steadily climbing and the company was on an upward trajectory. HYBE added 2 new boy groups, Tomorrow by Together in 2019 and ENHYPEN in 2020. The debuts were a strategic move. Because BTS's members were due to enter in Korea's mandatory military enlistment, and although the members had received extensions due to their popularity, eventually they would have to serve. Intentional or not, these new groups would buttress HYBE's fortunes when the inevitable occurred. And in mid-October of 2022, after years of back and forth on all sides, it was finally announced that BTS would serve in the military. After the news, the market response was immediate and HYBE Corporation saw a drop in its stock. But this wasn't the first time. Every single piece of negative news regarding BTS has resulted in a sudden drop in its stock price. In June of 2022, after years of non-stop recording, promotions, and touring, members of BTS announced that they were taking a break to focus on solo activities, and HYBE's stock plummeted. Regardless of HYBE's attempts to diversify its entertainment products, the world see HYBE as a BTS company, and the company has not done a lot to change that image, because BTS's success directly correlated to HYBE's success. HYBE's stock history tells the story of its rise and fall, a story of how the world sought to capitalize on the immediate popularity of BTS's success to make a quick buck, and was just as quick to drop the stock the moment a tremor rippled through the news. It was a stock predicated on short-term, high-yield gains for investors, and this was due to the expectation of BTS's current success at the time. But this dependence on the success of one product brought with it long-term high risks. BTS's military service is forcing the group to pull out of the spotlight for at least 18 months, which is the length of the mandatory military service, meaning that BTS won't return until 2024 at the earliest. While HYBE Corporation made respectable efforts to show the growth of the company with its acquisitions, it has shown that the revenue streams and overall success lies with BTS's activities and future. In the entertainment industry, this is an extremely long time, and it will create a void that other groups will work hard to fill. You never know where the music industry will be in 2 years, or even the world at that. Look at what COVID did and see what I'm talking about. Tastes change, fans change, lives change, and the same goes with pop music and trends. But HYBE may not be the company filling the void left by BTS. Despite the wrongfully disbanded GFRIEND, which I've already ranted about in another video, thank you very much, the company still has a great set of acts in their stable, but they never received nearly the same resources as BTS, and at this point it will be hard for HYBE to make up for that now. In addition, it's apparent that investors are not as interested in the long-term success of these other groups. Simply put, by predicating its success on the success of BTS, HYBE painted itself into a corner. Objectively, compared to the other 3 K-pop companies, HYBE Corporation is still a very strong company with a lot of money and potential. It has revenues that surpass the others and a stock price that currently still far exceeds them. But in this year alone, the value of HYBE has dropped more than 68%, and it has dropped significantly from its peak since November of 2021. It begs the question, could the hype be over for HYBE? This is business after all, and it's apparent others attempted to capitalize on something without realizing what exactly they're buying into. HYBE is supposed to be more than just BTS, and in some regard they have worked to attempt to show that they are, but when you have the anomaly that is BTS's record-breaking success under your belt, people's judgment of the bigger picture and vision becomes clouded. HYBE is not going anywhere anytime soon, but it's apparent that they're going to need to work extra hard to bring the public's perception of the company to view it as an entertainment label that has many profitable and quality acts, and a company that has continued potential to shape the future of music in the years to come. Maybe this shakeup was needed for them. As I've said before on this channel, everything happens for a reason. And it's really up to HYBE Corporation now to work to prove to investors that it really has a lot to offer, and that investing in it is a risk worth taking. Well, that was a lot to discuss, and there's still so much more that I could have mentioned. Share your thoughts on the topic below in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know if you want me to analyze more K-pop labels in the industry, and see if you've fallen into other traps of their own. If you made it this far, please do me the huge favor of hitting those like and subscribe buttons for me. Check out many more of my videos while you're here, and I shall see you next time.